Hello, it's the Watchmen.
Welcome.
We're back. You're listening to 91.7 The Edge WSUW Whitewater.
We got Drake here.
I'm Drake.
Riley here. We're trying a little bit of video for the first time. No one's gonna watch, but that's okay. So Drake,
Yeah.
tell me a tale. You have a tale to tell?
Well, first off, you can give your spiel about if you saw anything, because I have a lot to say. I have a lot that I want to say about the Lodge, so I'll let you go first.
Oh, you're putting me on the spot?
Yes.
Okay, here we go.
You said you wanted to talk about what's it called?
Yeah. Okay, so I watched the first 2 episodes of Hunters, and I gotta say, not good. I really did not like it, and I was really intrigued by the trailers. I like the cast. I like the concept. It's based on a comic. I don't know. Maybe it's just called Hunters. I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyways, so I watched it, and it was pretty painful to get through. Essentially, the show is about a young teenager. Logan Lerman is the main character, and I always find it funny when you have teenagers or like high school kids that are essentially being bullied, yet they're like massively more attractive than like a lot of the other characters that are bullying them. And like Logan Lerman's not an ugly dude, and
but he's no me.
They're making fun of him all the time. Stop it. And he's getting bullied or whatever a little bit. Anyway, so yeah, then he joins up with Al Pacino and a team of people that hunt down escaped Nazis from Germany in the U.S. and across places. And just not good. In fact, my review for it currently is the 3rd highest one up there, just so you know.
You're the only person watching.
No, it's out of 300 reviews. I have the third highest one. All right,
That's pretty good.
I'll read it. Here we go. I also have the 2nd highest one for that awful Black Mirror episode. Remember that one?
The Disney episode?
Yeah, the one with Miley Cyrus.
Yeah.
I have the 2nd highest one. Actually, it makes me want to look at it now. 488 out of 641 people thought it was helpful. That's really all you can really say.
Impressive.
That's how it gets up there. Okay, back to my review. Here's my review. I really liked the premise, the cast, and the trailers, and was looking forward to seeing what the show would offer us. The show is rampant with awkward dialogue and repetitive references to comic characters, which gets very, very annoying very quick. In about 20 minutes, Al Pacino makes a reference to both Batman, Green Lantern, The Flash. I think he references the Hulk. It's constant. I know that the source material is based on a comic anyways, and that the main character himself is kind of obsessed with that kind of stuff, but they don't really get that across, I think, enough.
Is it boring?
I'll explain. Here, I'll keep going. Every other piece of dialogue seems to only be exposition and no real character development. Them saying very basic things. Oh, I'm Logan Lerman's character, and my family is Jewish, and I have an obsession with Star Wars and Darth Vader. Essentially, it's a lot of it, or they're saying things just to move the plot along. Very little to essentially no character development. The show feels to constantly be in battle with itself and its own identity. The show feels disjointed while trying to deliver comedy right against constant flashbacks to the Holocaust. The show relies too heavily on these flashbacks, which feel very lazy in an attempt to fill those unanswered questions. But here's even the weirder thing. The show itself will have these moments of almost like Tarantino-esque type comedy where it's trying to do these those moments like that, but then it just goes to a depressing flashback to the Holocaust, so the tones are drastically different and it's weird. And even the scenes that we do see in the Holocaust, it almost feels serialized, where they're because in the thing they're always referring back to survivors. They were interviewed to discuss all their time whilst at these camps and stuff. But it feels almost very serialized because almost every episode they have like a Nazi to pursue, and there's always a weird backstory, and then 20% of the episode will be this lazy flashback to explain the reference.
I'm kind of surprised.
As if you need a reminder that Nazis are bad.
I'm kind of surprised Al Pacino was in it.
I was very surprised.
Kinda
He does
weird.
an okay accent too. in it.
What accent is he doing?
I don't know. It's maybe German. I think he's German. The character. I can't remember where exactly he's from, but he does a decentish job. And then, what was the last time I said? Pretty disappointed with the show. Logan Lerman, Al Pacino, entirely underutilized. But 4 out of 10. Couldn't even finish it any further than the one I got. Not too good.
So sorry. You had to experience
Yeah,
that?
well, I thought it looked cool. I thought it looked interesting.
Yeah. It could have gone both ways, and it was... I'm not going to watch it, but...
Yeah. That's fine. I know you won't watch it. I wouldn't want you to watch it. So
Thank you.
Please don't. Drake, why don't you talk about what you saw?
Yes! I saw The Lodge.
Yeah.
Which was something that I had been looking forward to for a very long time, because this was like the second movie from the Goodnight Mommy directors, which we've both enjoyed quite a bit.
Yes. It's not our favorite horror movie, but
No,
we
it's very
really
good.
like the feel of it. That's what draws us a lot.
You'll like this because they're very similar feels, very similar pacing, very similar kind of themes almost as well. But it's a very slow, claustrophobic burn. It was very, very reminiscent of Hereditary.
Okay.
And I mean that in all the best ways possible.
Yeah, I'm assuming it was a bit of a slower-ish burn,
Very,
but in a good way.
Yes, very much slow.
Not super slow, but
slow enough to where it would kind of turn some people off, but in no means is it boring, like at all. I was never bored. There's similar like dollhouse type effects that also
like
plays
Wes
a
Anderson
role.
Type,
No, like
weird...
literally like in.
Oh, there is a dollhouse that's a representative of the house.
Yes.
They look at
to a certain extent.
Okay.
I don't know, and it was it's not. I have a hard time calling it scary. There are a few. It's definitely more of like an psychological, atmospheric thriller, but the atmosphere is awesome, and it made me kind of made me uncomfortable and disturbed in the exact ways that I want a movie like this to make me uncomfortable and disturbed.
Right. I don't want to be comfortable. Who wants to be comfortable watching a movie?
I don't know. I wish
That's
I could talk about it more. Yeah. I won't, but man, I really liked it. And like the more that I think about it,
You'll see it again
like
with me though, right?
Yes. And there are two parts that gave me big chills, and one of the parts like this organ like church music kicked in like super loud at like the best possible time, and it was
I don't know what's going on in that scene obviously, but just the thought of that kicking in a really
was awesome
moment,
and it was really dark awesome. And then just organ music just kicked like super loud, and it was like chills immediately. It was awesome. So I don't want to overhype it.
You should give a bit of a synopsis in the briefest way you can.
So
for this movie specifically.
Oh, and the other way that it's similar to Hereditary is that it deals very heavily on family grief. Like awful things happen to this family. Yeah. So basically, family, husband. And the wife are divorced. A new woman comes in.
Girlfriend or married?
They plan to get married.
Okay.
Okay. Then the kids are like research because the dad's an author, and he had apparently wrote a book about this woman that he's dating. Like this is someone that he interviewed and like wrote a book about. And then, so she apparently was like the last survivor of this cult, and the kids find that out. So then the kids and the dad and the girlfriend...
This seems like a lot.
And it's not, I promise. If you watch the trailer, it's all in the trailer. Okay. They go up to a cabin to spend Christmas together. The husband goes, so I got to go back to work for a couple days, so I'll leave you here with the kids, and then I'll be back in a couple days to spend Christmas. So it's the girlfriend and the kids in this house, snowed in, up north alone, and the kids already don't like this woman because they're like they think she's taking place of the mom, so there's tension.
Yeah.
And that's all
So
I'll
it's
say.
not, yeah, okay. Don't answer my question, but it seems that perhaps that there is a dark aura coming from either the children or the woman herself. Both have some sort of dark past, but perhaps one is more antagonistic than the other. Perhaps. Don't say anything.
Perhaps.
That's what
Yeah,
I'm thinking.
and just like the acting from the little girl, especially in one scene, is
I gotta look at who
really
she is.
really good. The boy's the kid from It,
Mm-hmm.
the main kid
The
from
main,
It,
oh yeah, the James McAvoy is the older
Yeah.
version of him.
and I really like him.
Look it up here.
But yeah, really really good.
Another thing.
I don't want to overhype it like too much though, because I hate when movies get overhyped and then I see it and I don't. So, but I personally really really enjoyed it.
I like Riley Keough.
She's Elvis's granddaughter. Fun fact.
Okay.
She is.
Interesting. I wasn't like saying you were lying. Are you lying about that, Drake?
Yeah,
You making
I just
stuff
made
up?
it up. No, she is.
Okay, another thing I watched, not nearly as interesting as the other stuff so far we've talked about. I watched, where is it? I watched this for a class. I just thought it might be semi-interesting. It's not really, but screw it. It's called The Return of Martin Guerre. It's a French movie from 1982.
I'm bored.
Thanks. You won't like listen to me for 2 seconds?
No, I was kidding. I was saying
I think you.
I'm sure it was
serious.
probably, yeah. Continue about
Alright, so,
the passion of Martin.
In
Gore.
medieval France, some villagers challenge a man's claim of identity when he says he's returned home after some time in the army. Like, it's been years since he's returned, since he's been to this village.
Was it good?
It was okay, yeah.
What kind of movie was it? Like,
It's definitely a drama. It's probably the most realistic portrayal of like peasant life you could probably see in any movie. And the
I don't
guy,
know. I'll put up the Holy Grail against it.
Come on, stop. I said realistic, and you're gonna.
I was
you're
making
gonna-
it.
I
I
know
was
you're
making a
probably- I
joke.
know you're making a joke, and you're like, oh yeah, Holy Grail. That's the Holy Grail of real life peasantry. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, another thing I rewatched. It's been a while. I rewatched Kung Fu Hustle. After, you ever seen Kung Fu Hustle?
I'll have to look it up. I don't.
It's a cult classic kung fu movie. If you can't tell by the title, that it's a kung fu movie.
Kung Fu. Oh,
Kung
really?
Fu Hustle.
I never would have guessed.
Thank you.
Is that the one with
Come to
Shaq?
before. No. I know. I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
You're talking about, I think it's called Shanghai something.
I don't know. I have never heard of this movie. I don't think.
That's right. I don't know if you'd like it. I didn't really care for it a whole lot again, watching it, but
It
that's
has
me.
good reviews though.
It does have good reviews. All right, the time we've all been waiting for. I'm baffled that Drake and I have not done it before, but we're going to cover our favorite horror movies of all time. I feel like some of them we should brush over a little bit, like Hereditary. We've talked about that movie a ridiculous amount of times.
Yeah.
I think enough has been said for those who have listened.
Just know that
About
both
Hereditary.
Riley and I really like it a lot. It might be my favorite horror movie ever.
It's up there for me, but it's not. Yeah, it's not my favorite of all time. Okay, Drake, would you like to take it away, perhaps, and give us your first one?
Yeah.
you
I very heavily want to put The Lodge on my list, but
Okay,
I'll let it broil some
Yeah,
more.
let it breathe.
And maybe after I see it a second time, that'll help me. But I'll talk about Goodnight Mommy then, because that makes my list.
Yeah, that's on mine. That's my 20. So
I don't have mine in any particular order because I find them hard to.
well, I feel like towards the top for me it gets a little shaky.
Okay,
let's hear
but
it.
Goodnight Mommy, basically.
Yeah.
I would be very shocked if anyone listening saw it other than my parents, because I saw it with them.
Yeah, it's an Austrian production.
Yeah,
Basically,
basically
pretty
kids.
small. Yeah.
Two kids, their mom, who they think is their mom, comes back after having like a face surgery,
After an accident. She had an accident that damaged her face.
and they think that it's an imposter. They don't think it's
Yes.
actually her mom. Like they're skeptical that it's actually her mom.
It's just weird. The tone is very weird and creepy.
I remember when the
cool and
trailer came out, it went kind of viral on like YouTube and Facebook because people are like, scariest movie trailer ever. Like people, because I remember the trailer was awesome.
It's
the trailer
weird.
was really
The
good.
mom looks really creepy with her face mask.
And just the whole premise of
The
like,
cast around her face.
of someone coming into your house that like you think is your mom, but you
Yeah.
actually don't think it's your mom is like very,
Yeah.
like that would scare me
That would
a
be
lot.
weird. I really like that movie. quite a
Yeah,
bit.
I'd like to rewatch it again.
That's my number 20.
Has some really nice twists and turns as well.
Is that an honorable mention then for you?
No, I think
of
it's on there. I don't really have. I have like 18 on my list or something that are kind of just.
You don't have a 20?
I mean, I'm sure I
should
could
have
get it
two
there.
more.
but
Make it a nice, neat 20. That's what I think. Make it a neat 20.
Whatever.
Like me. Yeah, my number 20 was also that movie. So, good job. So I'm going to go right to my. Actually, let's go back to you so that way we keep the same pace.
Okay.
So what do you got?
You probably have this on your list as
Yeah.
well.
Let's hear
It
it.
would be no list without mentioning The Shining.
Of course. If you're a complete imbecile, well, I guess I shouldn't be tossing that out.
I just rewatched it not
You don't like
not
it,
too
I
long
guess,
ago,
whatever.
and
Yeah, me too.
I think it was very. It holds up really well.
Yeah.
Just the whole feeling of being like trapped in this hotel and your dad's going insane, and I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like it holds up.
Well, even the son goes. He's losing it a little
Well,
bit
yeah.
because he's seeing things.
Yeah. Red rum.
Thank you for
You're
that.
welcome. That was a perfect impression. They should have
Here's-
cast me, honestly.
Here's mine. Evil Dead.
The remake
original.
or the original?
The remake's
not
the
that
remake's
bad.
not that bad.
That's not
it's
that
kind of
bad.
gross and it's cool.
Yeah.
But that's not what I'm talking. I'm talking
Not
about the
that
original.
bad.
It's fun. It's quirky. I wouldn't say it's really that creepy, but it's a classic old Sam Raimi. I love Bruce Campbell too. You need to watch more stuff that Bruce Campbell in because he's a fun actor to watch on screen.
Yeah, that's a good movie. I think I like the second one more. I think
Second, have you seen Army of Darkness?
no,
That's like the third.
where he goes back in time.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
in the. That's very campy on purpose,
Oh, I bet.
and it's pretty funny too. It's weird. Yeah.
One of mine, which kind of came out of left field, but I feel like I should mention it
Sure.
since we're on the topic of throwbacks. Anyways,
Yeah.
Rosemary's Baby, which I liked much
Yes.
more than I thought that I was
Very
going to
good.
like.
That we watched them not too long ago.
Yeah, for the first time,
Like a
for
few months
whatever
ago, we watched that.
for whatever reason, I thought maybe I wasn't
Yeah.
going to like it, or because
Well,
like
I
I
don't know
think
why we didn't watch it.
I think my problem is with old horror movies like that is
Yeah.
they don't hold up.
Sometimes with the effects, but
And-
this movie's more about the psychological.
Yes, which is why
Aspects, which is
I
why
think
it
it
does.
holds up quite a bit. Like when
Yeah.
if I try to watch like the original like Friday the 13th or something, I just get I already don't like slashers that much, but then a slasher with bad effects and like cheesy acting, it makes it almost
Yeah.
other than Sleepaway Camp. That's my one.
That's why I'm not a big fan of like old monster movies either.
Yeah.
Just because
They don't hold up.
They're dated. And
Yeah.
you don't enjoy it.
But Rosemary's Baby,
Very good.
Very
That's
good.
only like 1987, 86.
it is.
That feels right. Hold on.
I want to say it's before that, but I could be
Hold
wrong.
on, let's take a look.
Way before that. 1968.
Oh, yeah, 1968. Oh, that's what I meant.
1980, you got the last two numbers messed up. 86, 68. So,
I don't talk about it anymore.
It's
Can we
okay.
move on? All right, my next one. Classic. Nice and sweet. Just a classic. I don't know if it's classic, but it's from 2010. It's one that you and I, when we were wee lads, we talked about a lot, being the first Insidious.
yeah.
That movie took up a lot of our conversations, and I would say, really kicked off our interest in horror movies. This is definitely a blockbuster horror. Well, it wasn't that big, but it was blockbustery horror before the rest of them started doing the exact same thing. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And it's unique. It's cool. It's James Wan's one of his first.
That's the first
few
like
things.
horror movie that I watched.
Really? I
Yeah.
think mine was the first Paranormal Activity, which is
Mine
also
was-
on here for me.
Mine is as well. So
This
we
is
can
the
talk
classic.
about it quick.
Yeah. It's super simple, easy to literally. I can make that exact same. Well, maybe not for throwing people at the camera and other things. Maybe not all those things, but it's man, what was the budget for it? I'm gonna look.
Couldn't
You
be that
talk
high.
about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's like a found footage horror
course.
movie, which we're kind of oversaturated with nowadays.
Do you want to know the budget really quick?
Is it low or like higher than you're expecting?
Low.
I'll guess.
Give me a number. Come on.
I don't want to like way undercut
It's all right. Let's hear it.
I'll give it $200,000.
Whoa, that's high. Throw it.
I was gonna say my first
Let me
initial
tell
guess.
you.
I was gonna say 75,000.
You want me to tell you?
Yeah.
15,000.
Oh wow.
That's it. Clearly, we've never seen those actors ever again, so they were definitely.
It was
unknowns.
real.
Please stop.
It was real. That's
Stop.
Micah. What's the woman's
No,
name?
they're actors. Katie Featherstone.
She's gone.
She's
What's her name?
gone.
There's Micah.
Here's her
and,
at the
what's
red
her
car-
name?
at a red carpet event
Micah
for
and
the movie.
what's her name? I can't
Katie.
remember.
I just
Katie.
said it.
Yes, the character's name. I was saying.
Oh, she was in Big Little Lies from 2019.
No, it was her corpse. I think
interesting.
they dragged out.
Oh,
on her.
The River from 2012.
Yes, I was being serious. I thought it was real.
All right. Oh, whoa, what happened to my voice there?
You good? Puberty 2.
Puberty Part 2?
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense.
The
That's
Reckoning.
long gone. All right, give me your next one.
This is a movie you refuse to watch.
Oh, God. Just tell me
Um,
what it is.
Antichrist.
Yeah. Willem Dafoe.
I
Good guy.
love it. And it is, okay, it is definitely, I can't stress it enough, definitely not for everyone,
I can understand
to
it.
say the
I
least.
bet it isn't. But
Not only is it slow,
I do have some interest in it.
not only is it slow, it's incredibly graphic,
Yeah.
it's incredibly disturbing.
It's just gruesome. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's emotionally distressing as well. It's like, why am I watching this? But at the same time, I kind of like watching this. But it's like, one part in particular is fairly notorious,
Okay.
and I won't say it, but
Don't tell me.
it definitely turns people away from the beginning turns people away.
Okay. Isn't that the same girl from Nymphomaniac?
Yes, because it's the same director.
Same director.
He loves her.
Yeah, those movies probably aren't for everybody. By that, I mean they're for very, very, very few people. Thank you. All right, Drake, here's my next one. It was a recent installment. Very surprised. The beginning was a little slow, and then I was baffled by that second half. And it was Ganjam Haunted Asylum. Blindsided me out of nowhere. So essentially the movie is the crew of a horror web series travels to an abandoned asylum for a live broadcast. It soon encounters much more than expected as it moves deeper inside the nightmarish old building. Now when you hear that, you think to yourself, oh, it's like every other movie. It's like a setup ghost, like what's the Ghost Hunters or whatever? It's like Ghost Hunters,
Yes.
but like where they actually come across ghosts.
Yes.
That type of thing. It sounds painfully corny. This is a Korean production as well. But what the heck? Where did this movie even come from?
It was like nothing happened in the beginning.
Nothing happened in the first
and then
half.
all of a sudden,
And then it
just,
became so creepy. Oh my God. I've never been more like on edge or like tense during
you
like
screamed out loud.
Yes.
It was incredible.
I
at
couldn't
one point.
take it.
It was incredible.
Remember the first time? So each of the characters, clearly it's for the show that they're doing, and they kind of got lucky with that because they're wearing these GoPros on their necks that are looking up at their faces to get reactions from them for their own web series, which is perfect for the movie then,
Right.
Because then you get access to that shot of
Behind their head, slightly.
yeah, behind their head slightly. And remember, there's the one part too where they're looking this way, and like there's the hands behind them, and then it kind of pulls away.
Don't spoil it for
There's
people.
no way that's a spoiler because
Well, that's one of the scary.
Yeah,
that's
as I say that, they're going to
parts.
somehow know the exact time that shows up. That's
Well, I wouldn't say I wouldn't talk about because that partially ruins the scare. Anyways, I agree. It's really good and it's really scary.
Really, what?
And they do a really good job. Yeah,
super good though. Literally nothing happens in the first half, and then boom, just amps it up to 11.
Yeah,
in the best possible way. I was so tense. Remember the context? They're in that room. I won't say what's happening.
Yes,
the guy's in the room, and
with the two people.
They
that part.
They masterfully use the no sound and no music. I mean, the sound of her
was the
voice,
worst part.
Where
is that it was
no
dead
music,
silent,
and constant camera. The camera constantly turning over to look at this thing. Yeah, and then some movement, some slow movement, not like boom, like right in your face immediately after she looks back and does a double take. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, you would see normally. Very unexpected. I was very tense, as Drake can confess to. I was literally not screaming out loud, but maybe I was.
You did at one point.
But there was one point I got heavily jump scared. But it was more that I just couldn't help but speak out loud when the scene was going on. You know, now that scene, okay, the scene in Insidious 2, where he's talking to his brother on the little, they have the cans and the string, and they're talking to each other.
Oh, you love that part.
In their beds.
You love that part.
And where then all of a sudden he starts hearing something, and he thinks it's his brother after they've fallen asleep. But the can's inside of the wardrobe, and then he hears a woman's voice crying out for help quietly on the other thing, and then the door bursts open, and a woman who's soaking wet and dark in the corner, just huddling in the corner playing with the string. And I'm like, dude, I don't like this.
Yeah.
And I was getting chills, and I wasn't. What's another one that? Well, there's the classic jump scare. Can we talk about that?
Go for it.
The classic. Okay, there's this great jump scare from the movie The Pact. The movie's not super great, but the movie's semi decent.
Yeah.
There's this one part where the very close to the beginning, you get one shot that's there for a long time where one of the characters is looking out into the kitchen from her bedroom
right
for a long time, and it's a pretty long shot, and then boom, they do a very fast pan to the corner where the man is standing, and you're what?
We rewatched it, and it wasn't
nearly as scary.
Not that scary.
But Drake and I were so
but in the moment,
in.
being so involved in the movie.
You were so...
I don't know why. It really got us.
It was we're too focused. That's why. We were too focused.
I had the same reaction to that as I did, the first time I watched one of those, jump scare videos on YouTube, where, remember the car, and then the person runs in.
Or you're playing that little...
yeah.
The little
I had a very similar reaction to that
Yeah.
that I did. I have a funny story about that. One time, we got an email... It was just my mom and I, and we got an email from my grandpa, and he was just Happy Halloween, here's a Halloween, spot the differences between the two pictures game.
Oh.
And I was like, okay,
Come
so
on.
my mom and I...
Wait, how old are you?
I was maybe 11 or 12.
You fool.
Or maybe 10 or 11.
Okay.
And this was, I swear, this was before these jump scare things were popular.
Yeah.
So you really had no idea. And so my mom and I were looking so hard, and we had the volume, and then all of a sudden, and my mom and I screamed for 15 seconds straight. It was unbelievable how badly it scared us. It was unreal. It was unbelievable.
Oh, good stuff.
Anyways, next flick.
Let's hear it. It's your turn.
One of the first horror movies that I saw in theaters. I think I was in 7th or 8th grade. Woman in Black.
Oh, sure.
It has such a soft spot in my heart.
Mm-hmm. It's good.
That gives consistently, still to this day, gives me chills at certain points.
Yeah.
When you can see the woman behind him down the hallway, or you see her in a window, it freaks me out. So, long story short, Daniel Radcliffe is he's tasked with going to this house to
It's
clear
like-
out.
It's like 1890 or
Yeah,
something.
and
Yeah.
he's got to go to this house to like clear out the house because
Yeah.
the woman died, and basically no one else in the town will do the job because apparently there's a curse where if you see her, your kids die and whatever. So he's tasked with going to this house, and basically it's him alone in this house with this ghost. It's pretty simple premise,
But it's not that she died. It was that the last owner of the home died, right?
no, she died.
But it's been a while.
She
since,
died. Yes, it's been abandoned because people don't want to go
It's been
there.
a while since people have been there.
Yeah. Yes.
And then now they're deciding, why don't we try to sell it?
And she's vengeful because she got her.
Don't say that. We don't want to know.
Okay.
For those that haven't seen it.
But anyways, it's very good. Very good.
Cool. Here's a good one. It's one we enjoy. We saw it in theaters, I believe. I don't remember. I'll be honest with you. Sinister.
We did not see that in theaters.
I don't think we saw it in
We
theaters,
saw
no.
the second one in theaters.
Yeah, we don't.
One of
talk-
the worst. That and the
don't talk
second
about
Woman
that
in
one.
Black, so bad.
They're so awful. Really. I always like the name in the first Sinister of the demon, Bagul. Bagul.
Yeah.
It's a good one. Essentially, Ethan Hawke is the main character, and does he have children? Right, he has 2 kids. 2 kids,
Yeah.
doesn't he? And he's just moved into this house. Is he with his wife? I honestly, it's been a while. He's with his wife, right, or no? Or is he just with his kids?
I
I
can't
tr- I
remember.
truly
It's
can't
been
remember.
so long since I've watched
It's been a
it.
while, and he finds a old projector in the attic, and he finds this reel with it, or a bunch of reels that are labeled like very dark things, or no, they're labeled.
It's
they're
like-
labeled like normal
It's like
family
grilling
things.
out is
Yeah.
one, or like
Family
pool
grill
party.
pool party.
Yeah.
And then what he finds out is that it's a series of videos of showing
I
a
wanna
kid
rewatch that.
of showing a kid murdering his entire family, and he's seeing it.
Do you
and
want
then
to watch that this weekend?
Yeah, I'll
I
rewatch
want to
it.
rewatch
Yeah,
it. It's been a while.
And then he sees a demon thing or a creepy thing in it.
And then
And
it's
then
like
it kinda
it's
comes
like
after
super
him.
scary looking too.
Yeah,
Michael Jackson. Yeah.
looking dude.
Yeah, seriously.
Coming for kids. Wow, that's
Yeah.
kind of ironic. Wow, look at that. Kendrick, what's your next one?
Gerald's Game.
Oh, of course. That's like, by the way, that's like my number 9 up there. It's up there.
Yeah,
baby.
mine in no order, but man, it really came out of left
No,
field.
it
Just like
What the heck? It just came out of nowhere.
I don't
That was,
know.
That's what's his name? Mike Flanagan. Good guy.
Basically, husband and wife want to spice up their marriage, so they go to like a cabin, basically,
It's
house
it's their
thing.
vacation home or something. Yeah.
and he handcuffs her to the bed, and then he has like a heart attack and dies,
Yep,
and then
right
she's
there.
stuck in the bed, handcuffed to the bed, and that's like basically the
But
the
part of the
premise.
context,
she like starts going insane, basically.
part of the context is that a big thing about it was that they purposely made sure they weren't disturbed,
Yeah,
that,
so
like, the
not
house
really
cleaners-
anyone's around,
and it's a pretty secluded house.
Yeah.
And they made sure that the house cleaners or
God,
nobody
I
would
want to
show up
rewatch
for
that now too.
for like
What?
a week or so. So
I want to rewatch that too.
that makes you think. Try not to get handcuffed to spice things
All right,
up.
we got a triple feature.
Look out for those heart attacks.
We got a triple feature, Ray.
I'll be honest. I
Lodge?
rewatched Gerald's Game not that long ago. I feel
Okay,
like.
well, I'll watch it by myself then.
Thank
The
you.
Lodge and Sinister we have to watch.
I'll
for
definitely
sure,
do
though.
Sinister. For me, here's my next one. We did just do you, right? Yeah, because you just
Yes.
said that movie. Hello. 28 Weeks Later is the second follow-up to 28 Days Later and 28 Weeks Later.
That's true.
You don't like that one?
No, I do. I was just watching a clip from it the other day.
Which one?
Is that the one, the beginning, where he has to leave? Did I just have a stroke? He's he just has to leave his family behind. Remember, and then he gets on the boat. Is that? I can't remember which one that's from. The guy from
No, that's the very beginning of it.
yeah.
He's running. He's with a group of people.
Yes,
He's with his
he's
wife.
with his wife and daughter.
No, he's just with his wife.
No,
Nope.
there's a child there. I'll pull up the scene right now. What movie is that from?
28 Weeks Later. It's the
Anyway,
guy from
you keep talking
Trainspotting.
about
It's the
it.
guy from Trainspotting.
I love that guy in Trainspotting.
Yeah, he's pretty funny in that. But yeah, they're running away. Anyways, it's a sequel, 28 Days Later, which is also on my list. I'm just going to coincide. I want to talk about both right now. I'll talk about 28 Days Later first. Okay, so in 28 Days Later, there's an outbreak. Also, it's Cillian Murphy. It's one of Cillian Murphy's first movies, along with one of Danny Boyle's first movie, who's a good director. But essentially, 4 weeks after a mysterious, incurable virus spreads across the UK, a handful of survivors... Hello. A handful of survivors try to find sanctuary. Cillian Murphy wakes up after weeks in a coma, and it makes you think, well, did Walking Dead take that from 28 Days Later? Because it's the same thing that happens to Rick in Walking Dead Drake. He wakes up weeks later after the apocalypse has already gone down, and he's trying to figure out what's going on.
This movie goes so fast, I can barely...
I know. I'm not a big fan of the editing of the second movie. It's cut very fast. But 28 Weeks Later is pretty good. 28 Days Later, much better. The movie 28 Days Later, too, was made in a pretty tiny budget. And it did super well for itself. And it's definitely pretty heavily renowned.
You see who that says?
And Jeremy Renner's.
That's the wife and a child. I don't know if you see that, but that's a child.
Play it.
That's a child with her?
Hold on.
So I don't know if you noticed that, but that's a child.
So he
leaves his wife and child behind. I don't know if you noticed.
I thought he just left his wife behind.
No, that's okay.
I know he has
kids.
There's
a child, too.
I know he has kids. Alright, whatever. I have Rosemary's Baby, but we've already talked about that. The Exorcist. Does anything need to really be said? I think it's pretty self-explanatory. Let's just have you go. You go. 'Cause I've done like two there.
Let's see.
Or three.
What do I want to talk about? The Witch.
That's an honorable mention for me, but that's not on my list.
That's on my list.
Atmosphere-wise, perfect. Overall, how much I like that movie, not in my top 20, but I would give it an honorable mention, definitely.
A little bit disrespectful.
The atmosphere is perfect. That's a great atmospheric
yes,
movie.
It's fantastic. I love that kind of movie. Of course, A24 with another gem.
A24 is beautiful people.
I love the time period, too. I love the time period. I love the whole idea of witches really intrigues me.
Yeah.
So bring those two together, and it's a smash success. But very slow, atmospheric horror movie. Don't really want to say too much about it.
Yeah. It's more about the hysteria of religion at the time, which is pretty rampant. A lot of the time, too, Drake, especially in like small communities like that, like religion sort of takes on its own form, even from like town to town, because they're so secluded.
Right.
Where in a way, their version of like whatever branch of Christianity is forming in a different way than the town next to them, maybe.
Right.
And it's it can just get weird. And good mention.
Should I go again?
Do you want to? Just go.
Do you want me to?
Just go again. Give me another one.
We're kind of running out of time. I'll go a little.
Running out of time?
Late, yeah, for how much left we have to talk about?
We're good.
Lake Mungo.
Oh, really?
I love that movie.
It's good. Yeah.
I love that movie.
That's in Australia, right?
Yes.
That's a good one.
I like it so much because it's very minimalist. Like, that's the kind of horror movie that I really like. Like, it kind of reminds me of the Blackwell Ghost type movie documentary.
Yeah. Did we talk about those?
Yes, we did. But the document, like, the execution of making it seem like a documentary is so good. Like it feels so genuine. Like this is a real family. Like this is really going on. And just the like small, like you'll see her in the background, or you'll see like her on a VHS, or you'll see her in the reflection of the TV. Like it's small stuff like that that really gets to me. Stuff that feels realistic.
I like small
really
stuff
enjoy.
too. That's perfect.
Yeah, I really liked it.
Here we go. Ready for the next one?
Yes.
Sorry if you hear that sound. I was playing with my water bottle. I'm so sorry. The original, The Thing. Just 'cause. Good stuff. I even like the prequel. Yeah, it's a prequel. Yeah. I don't really know what else I want to say.
What did you mention?
The prequel of it.
Of what?
The Thing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Don't you remember? They did it like 10 years ago or something, a little less than that. Not bad, because a team of essentially scientists and these people doing some research in Antarctica come up to a base that has been abandoned, and the research team, they're trying to figure out what happened to them, and there is a thing about that likes to somehow morph with any organism, essentially, to make it into a monster where it takes on any sort of organic material to make it part of its body.
They watched that movie in the lodge.
Oh, they do?
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Let's see. Gerald's Game. Yeah, we were talking about.
I'm going to put one on. This one is on my list simply for the way it made me feel.
Okay.
Because no movie has made me feel as stressed out and like anxious as this movie has.
Okay, which one?
It is Climax.
Oh, I didn't think that was a horror movie.
Yeah, it is.
I know you really wanted to watch it.
I was so excited.
I didn't have a whole lot of interest.
I was so excited. It's A24.
It is A24?
Yeah. I think
my mind might have been changed.
Let's see. I don't recommend it. Let's see.
But it's on your list? That doesn't make
because
sense.
of how it made me feel. Like, it was so effective. Yeah, it's A24.
A24.
It's like it's like, okay, during the entire movie, I swear to God, during the entire runtime of the movie, techno dance music's going on in the background, which made me stressed out to begin with.
That'd be so annoying.
There's almost constant screaming of like a woman in the background. The stuff that's going on the screen is like horrible. It's just people having conversations. Then somebody put acid in the thing, so everyone starts going insane. The camera's doing like weird like turns, and I was so stressed out and anxious during the entire thing. It was like, it was incredible work of directing. So I had to include it.
Good choice. I don't know. I haven't seen it, so I guess I don't know if it's a good choice. Here's one. I always like this one. I enjoy it. It's I don't know. It's kind of one of those few monster-ish type movies, but it has a different twist to it, which makes it super interesting. Being The Mist, and I love it.
I love the ending.
It has some cool effects.
I love the ending.
It's
so
a good
much.
ending. But
I love endings like that.
Yeah, that's a good one. Essentially, for those that don't know how you don't know about it, but a weird, crazy storm of thick fog shows up, and the group of survivors are stranded in a grocery store? They're stranded in a grocery store,
Yes.
and then they find out that these bloodthirsty monsters and creatures are in the mist and want to eat you and stuff. And it's a lot of psychological problems and physical problems that the characters come across. And some people read into it in a specific way or different ways than others of what it could mean. And it's good old Thomas Jane. I want to bring back some Thomas Jane. I like Thomas Jane.
He's good.
It also has a few Walking Dead cast members in that that movie.
Let's see. I have one. How many more do I have?
I have a few more.
I've got one, two, three, four left.
Give me one.
All right.
We'll do a speed round.
Witch in the Window.
Yes.
Totally came out of Talk about a movie coming out of
that?
nowhere. And it's
I
like,
really like
it's
that
mostly like a drama.
It is. It's more about a drama.
It's just like a father and son.
Them reconnecting.
And there's obviously some horror elements.
Yes.
But it's just so good.
So good.
And it's like so
weird.
unknown and like such a small little
No
movie.
one's seen it.
Such a small little movie, but it's so good.
Very
I
weird.
can't really even remember the plot that much. Like
they bought this house.
Yeah.
And they're trying to restore
and they're
it.
divorced, right?
Yeah.
And the son's with him for the weekend
the
or
father
something.
has had some like financial troubles, and they're separated. I don't think they're divorced, but he's trying to get back on the right track and rebuild this house so they can have a home together.
And apparently,
with all of them.
Apparently a
rebuilds it with
woman
the son.
died in the house.
Yeah, and that she was.
And a
always
neighbor
known to be
comes
in
and
the
tells
window.
them about it, and then they start like
Yeah.
seeing her. I don't know. It's
But
just
that's not
really,
even really the
good.
more important stuff. I just really like the writing and the acting from the kid and the father. Where did that movie even come from? Was that just a random one that we found on Amazon?
I had it recommended through Reddit to me, so thank you, Reddit.
Thanks, Reddit. Another one we have to mention, It Follows. Come on.
Yeah.
Is that not on there?
I can't believe it was...
Or did you space on that one there?
Yeah, I spaced on that one.
It's all right. It's all right. It Follows, obviously super good. Just, it's so... sometimes simplicity can be the best course of action. It's a very simple concept.
A lot of
yet
people
highly
don't like
complex.
that movie, which
That's
is
because they're
surprising.
stupid and they haven't actually seen it or like truly absorbed it. It's a stupid thing I just said.
Yeah, it was okay.
What? What?
Um,
The movie?
no, I'm saying your thing that you
My
said.
weird
I
comment?
said it was
Thank
okay.
you.
Yeah, It Follows is great.
So good. What's her name again? Micah Monroe? Is that her name? No. Is that her?
I don't know what you're talking about.
The main actress, the blonde girl who's been in a bunch of stuff. Yeah, that's right.
All right,
She's super good in that.
gotta add.
I really like
gotta add Raw to my list.
Okay, sure.
I love Raw.
The French, that's what they do.
The French make some good movies. That
And Koreans do too. Some
I love.
great Korean
But
movies.
Raw, just
Yeah.
another one of those will just make you feel uncomfortable type
Yeah.
horror movies.
Good
A
choice.
woman, a girl goes to like a veterinary boarding school,
Yeah.
and for some like hazing ritual for the students, they have them eat like raw, like it's like
Animals.
rabbit liver or something.
Yeah.
And then she finds out that she has like a hunger for human flesh,
Yep.
basically,
She done loses her mind.
and
a
it
little
just
bit.
like spirals downhill from there.
Yep.
Great movie.
Classic. You can't not put it on there. Alien, the first one. Classic. Super good. Very, very, very good. I love Sigourney. Sigourney goes off in that movie. If you don't know the plot for Alien, I think you've been living underground for a long time, and you should think about where your life is going if you haven't seen this movie.
Yeah, I agree.
When was the last time you saw Alien? Or
A
Aliens?
while.
I think you should
I remember
give it,
not loving it that
give it
much.
a review.
Yeah, I mean I mean I don't dislike it, but I think
you
I
need to
might
give it a
like
rewatch.
Aliens better.
You should rewatch Alien first. Alien's really good. The set design is so cool. Holy crap!
Did you hear
It's
about
ridiculous how good it is.
Did you hear about how a high school wanted the high school theater directors like really like a
Big fan of Aliens or
eccentric,
something?
yeah, and so they write an original script and original songs, and they put on an Alien musical, and like they build the set and they
That's
build
funny.
the costume, and then Sigourney Weaver went to it because
What?
it became like super popular.
We gotta make a musical then. So
It was
show
really
up.
cool. You should look it up because the set's actually like pretty amazing that they made it all themselves.
Yeah, Sigourney's a pretty
It was
a cool person.
Okay, I got two more. One of
cool.
which I don't think you watched all the way through. I think you fell asleep.
Okay, that's right.
The Black Coat's Daughter.
Yeah, I need to give that another.
Yeah, you should
look.
rewatch it. It's a nice.
I like the tone of it.
Yes, that
I
is.
remember
That's
before
my
I-
favorite.
Before I went to sleep.
Yeah, it's just another kind of slow. Like that's my favorite kind of movie. Slow
Yeah.
burn. Just like just a feeling of dread, like slowly approaching.
Yeah.
That kind of best describes this movie. But
Yes.
really, so basically, long story short, two girls are left. It's like winter break at their like all girls college,
Mm-hmm.
and then their parents can't get them for whatever reason. So then they're basically alone at this like religious all girls boarding school,
Yeah.
and apparently weird stuff has happened there in the past, involving the
Yeah.
nuns. Like,
Well, the girl also has some
satanic
like weird
type
mental
stuff.
problem. One of the girls has some weird problems.
well,
They don't say
there's
what.
a third girl that comes in eventually, and she's the one with the
What? Why are you telling me that? I don't remember
That
that being a
doesn't-
third girl.
well.
Thanks, Drake. Okay, I'm
You
gonna
gotta rewatch it.
go over it really quick here. The Descent. It's just
Yes.
I really
That
enjoyed
movie
it.
really scared me.
It's pretty
It's
creepy,
like
but
it's
it's
mostly
so good.
jump scares,
But in the best
but like they
possible
get
way.
me. Like it's
Yeah.
scary. It made me
It's,
feel I don't know.
It's about a group of women who are on
Isn't it like a bachelorette party?
They're on a bachelorette party in the U.S. from the U.K. and they go cave diving or go on a caving expedition, but it goes horribly wrong when they kind of discover that perhaps the cave they ventured into is not the best place to be. When a creepy group of strange predators are in there trying to get them.
Yeah.
Yeah, good stuff.
And last one on my list is Hell House LLC.
Yes.
Very surprising.
What is it on my 20? No, but I really like it.
And very
Very
yeah.
good.
So
Wasn't expecting that one either.
group of friends, I guess always like yearly they open a haunted house.
in a
and they
different location.
Open a haunted
Yeah.
house in a location that's actually haunted.
Mm-hmm.
And then just like some really like genuinely scary stuff involving like the props happens, like the props moving
Mhm.
around at night. Remember the one guy when he's talking
Sitting
to the
laying in
camera,
bed.
laying
Yeah.
in bed, and the person
And then
behind
and then he
him,
thinks it's one of
it's
the
one of the friends,
women from
and
one
then
of the
she
girls,
just
one of
walks
his
out and
girlfriends,
leaves,
yeah.
and it clearly
Yeah,
wasn't.
she comes in. It's pitch black behind him. You see her
But
silhouette,
and it's like
and she's
glowing
like,
red.
he's like,
kind of in the
hey,
background.
he's like, hey, Sarah, what do you want? What are you doing? What, were you drunk again or something?
And she
yeah.
stands there for a
Stands
while,
for a
and
while,
then just
and he's like,
leaves.
yeah, whatever. Blah, blah, blah. And then yeah, she walks out.
Yeah, that was a good
Yeah.
part.
All right, let's do a quick look ahead.
Okay.
That was some of our favorite horror movies of all time. Please give them a nice viewing for your own sake.
Oh, Invisible
I'm really looking
Man
forward
comes
to.
out this weekend.
Yes, that's going to be good. I'm really looking forward to Antlers too. That's
Yes,
going to be
but
cool.
that isn't that
that's-
a couple
we got-
weeks.
Yeah, we got a little bit.
But Invisible, the
Little bit for
reason
that.
I'm so excited for Invisible Man is because it's directed by the Upgrade guy.
Yeah.
And the guy that was in Insidious. Remember? He
Patrick
was one of the
Wilson?
two. No. Yeah, he's directing this movie.
I
No,
think you're confused.
I'm not confused. This guy
The guy from
was in Insidious and he directed Upgrade. And he was one of the two spec guys that they bring in, the skinny one.
that guy.
He's the director.
yeah, but he does that type of stuff.
I
He
know.
does production.
He directed
kind of
Upgrade, and he's directing this, and I'm really
Okay.
excited for it.
Yeah, okay. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, Lee
Um,
Whannell.
There really isn't anything else that I'm too interested in. Oh, Quiet Place 2, Drake, that's on our priority
I'm not
list.
seeing it. I don't care if it gets
No,
the
me
best
either.
reviews ever. I'm
Nope,
not
I'm
seeing
good.
it.
First one was quite brutal.
I hated I almost wanted
People-
to leave.
People really drank the Kool-Aid on that one, didn't they?
And my big problem with that movie is that it was. I get that that's the whole point, but it was too quiet. Literally, like it was dead silent. Someone in front of you is like eating popcorn. You can hear it echoing throughout the
Yeah.
entire theater, and it was so cheesy. Oh my
really didn't
god,
like
it was
it.
so cheesy at the end.
Very predictable. Every sequence, too, by the way, was the
The
exact,
exact
same.
same. And the characters were dumb. That's the other thing.
Yep.
Very dumb. The girl wants to storm out and leave because she's mad and that the dad's trying to make her
So
a
dumb.
hearing aid and she's mad at him for some
I
reason.
don't want to hear. I don't want to.
Like, yeah. And then they tell them not to bring the toy that's going to make noise and then she gives it to the kid anyways and then it
Essentially
oh my
killing
God.
her brother. Nice job.
Everyone made me mad and
A
it
lot
wasn't
of
scary at all.
dumbness across that movie. Well,
Anyways.
let's end things there.
You were listening to The Watchmen. Thank you for listening. This was 91.7 The Edge, WSUW Whitewater.
Thanks for tuning in. Have a good
See
little
you
evening.
next week. Stay safe. Stay warm. Bye.